Then, but after I retired, my neighbor was the manager of Beechwood Place. And he asked me if I would do him a favor to go and help him out because he needed some help because he had beautiful plants in there and needed someone to take care of it. Because I helped his father and I helped him put their lawn in and different things.
Your neighbors?
So, I did.
Yeah.
I went there.
Your mother used to tutor him. Your mother tutored this boy that became manager of Beechwood Place.
Well, your
Terry,
mother tutored
he
him.
was so bad in math at Brush that Terry was going to Notre Dame at that time. 1 year at Notre Dame in Cleveland.
Oh, I didn't know she did that.
She tutored him.
Oh, no, I didn't know she went to Notre Dame.
She went to Notre Dame in Cleveland
Oh.
Yeah, she tutored the man.
and went
This guy
there for 1
became,
year.
Oh, and then she
Became
went
manager
over
of
and
the-
then
to
she went
Kent.
to Kent.
3 years to Kent.
Right.
I forget what's the name of this. It's a big Roush. They're from Baltimore here. They're a
That
parent
managed, that
house.
owned, I don't know if they owned the malls or if he's
They,
general
the Roush
manager of
Company
the
owned it.
Roush Company,
CH.
R-O-U-S-C-H-E. It had an E. in it.
They owned the malls, all the malls like Beechwood, one of the prettiest malls in the city of Cleveland.
Yeah, and Terry was a
And
tutor
this
to that
man,
guy. Jewish.
Carl Fixler, was a little kid. He was younger than your mother. He became the manager of the mall, and then, being a neighbor, he said, "I know you could handle it," and he wanted me to take care of his plants. And I stayed there. I didn't
10
want to do
years.
it for 10 years, working 2 days a week, couple hours a day,
Yeah.
only a couple hours for 2 days, and it worked out real nice. So after that, I retired, and I retired on my 80th birthday.
Yeah.
Now you heard all about Grandpa. Now how about Grandma?
We heard it. Wow.
Did she
We didn't
tell you
hear
about her,
Grandma,
She
no.
told us more about
We didn't
Grandpa.
hear about Grandma's job.
Did she tell you about Grandma's job?
No.
How she worked and she
How
got
I,
her-
why I
how
went
she
to work?
got
Because you wanted to get another job. He wanted
yeah,
to
to
get
send the
another
kids to
job.
school.
This was back in 1949. He wanted to go back, wanted to take 2 jobs because kids were going to high school.
Got 2 kids in school
and
at the
they
same
were
time.
in Catholic schools, and we had to pay tuition and music lessons and ballet. They took ballet, they took music, and we couldn't swing it anymore. So I said, well, I would take a part-time job, and I went to work at Stern Lindner as a credit authorizer. Authorized credit on charges, and then I was promoted in 1952. I was made a credit interviewer, and I worked in collections for a few years. I worked there 19 years. I ended up being a credit supervisor for all those
From a
years.
part-time
From
job.
a part-time job. I was self-made. I didn't go to college, and I had a wonderful job for all
They
those
thought a
years.
lot of her.
19 years, and then I was trained, and then I went, after leaving Sterling Lindner, they sold out. I went to work for Society National Bank. At that time, 1969, they were going into master charge, and they were looking for a mature credit woman. And I applied in August, and I was hired. I went to work in September of 69 with Society National Bank, training all the bankers retail credit. I knew the retail credit, and they taught me banking. It was 2 opposites, you know. And it ended up that I was training the young men coming into the master charge field, training them. And then after 1975, I retired.
Master Charge was new at that time.
Master charge
It was just
was new in
beginning.
1969. Society had just gone
She
into
just
master
started.
charge. And I used to
Just
take care
credit cards in general, you mean?
Yes, credit cards in general, yeah. And I did all the work for the merchants that charged with master charge. All the merchants that came in, I took care of all the merchants coming into society with their master charges. We didn't deal with the people, but
Right,
we
the
dealt with the merchants.
What was the most exciting time that you had, or the most exciting trip that you took? Or
Oh,
South America.
South America.
tell us about that.
That was an easy one.
Oh, that was the most gorgeous, the
1973.
most educational, the most enjoyable trip I've ever had.
Where
And
were
I
we,
don't-
Chile or Argentina?
You were in Chile, Santiago,
Well,
Chile.
that's,
We started out from Cleveland. We went to we were overnight in Jamaica. The following day,
Kingston, Jamaica, yeah.
And from
Then we went to
Kingston.
La Paz.
Then we stopped in La Paz and
That was scary.
Bolivia?
That was scary.
was that
La
in
Paz.
Bolivia?
Yeah.
Was situated, the airport was situated on a plateau, which was one of the highest airports in the world, as far as I knew at that time. And when the airplane took off, we took off and there was no more land. And fortunately, the plane took off just before we came to the end. And if you don't think that was scary, you had to be there to really, appreciate
I didn't know it at the time.
But I think it would be.
Your
there
mother
was-
and father were in Santiago, Chile we were with them for 20 days.
But when we got
And
to
we
the
lived in the
airport,
most beautiful house. The home in Chile with Alva,
Was it the house with the,
the house
goldfish or the other house with the big pool?
with the big pool. And the
Oh,
dog,
wait a minute.
Sugar.
We had a big pool in the back.
Sugar ruined all the landscape.
it had the fence, beautiful iron fence.
Yeah.
We had the big gates, iron gate. It was
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
with the
Not
pond.
the one with the pond. It was the other house.
No, it was with the
Oh.
But
pond.
Pond with a big
the
goldfish.
scary part of it was
No, the pond. I don't remember that house. That was
Yeah.
that wasn't Argentina, wasn't it?
We had two
No, the
houses.
pond was in
Chile.
the front yard.
well,
the
this
gold-
was not in Chile.
Yes, it was. It was a lily
Yeah,
pond.
little pond.
Oh, the lily
Sugar-
pond with the dog.
Sugar would eat the
Sugar.
flowers.
Yeah.
Sugar ruined everything at that time.
And we,
And the-
Julio
and the guy
was the
Julio-
gardener. Julio was the
He'd
gardener.
come back and he would fix everything up.
And
Very
Alva
nice.
was the maid.
But,
We had a wonderful time.
Grandma didn't tell you the experience we had at the airport when we got in Chile. We couldn't speak the language, and we're waiting for your mother or your father, and we're waiting, and all of a sudden we're trying to explain to the people there we didn't know the language, and they were trying to ask us what we're waiting for. We tried to tell them that we're waiting for my daughter and my son-in-law, and they weren't coming. And it was getting dark,
So I called the embassy.
and finally they
Smart.
understood what we were trying to say, and they called the embassy.
I did.
Or you called the
I
embassy.
called the embassy, and they told me what to do. They got in touch with Jerry. And
Where
Jerry,
was everyone?
Well, we never had an address for them because our mail was always addressed to the American Embassy in Chile,
Right.
in Santiago. We never had an address.
Now we had trouble.
And they thought our flight was canceled, and it wasn't because they put us on Air France, and we came into Santiago, and we talked. Well, we couldn't speak the language naturally. So we told them that we had a daughter and a son-in-law that worked for the State Department, and he was stationed. He was in Santiago with the State Department. Oh, before you know it, then they got
Everything's-
the mother. They got Terry. Terry came to
Everything
pick us
turned out
up.
wonderful. Another experience we had is when we had to leave. We left. How would I say? We left.
Brazil. We were in Rio.
No, we left Chile.
Oh, Chile. Okay.
How would I say it now? We left there in a hurry.
Mm.
They told us that we have to go, otherwise they were going to put us in in the athletic field that they have. All the strangers, they were sort of.
Oh, this was
up
at the
on-
this was the
on
the-
what you
the coup.
And and the coup was happening at the time.
Allende.
Allende was being overthrown, and I guess that was the trouble.
Right,
And
yeah.
they weren't
We had to
trusting.
leave.
You guys were there,
Yeah,
right?
You had to
to leave.
leave.
We
Yeah,
had to
you
leave
get out of there.
because at that time it was
We got on the plane and we
calls on the
went to
phone.
Not a good time.
Argentina. We went to Buenos Aires. And we had a lovely time. They were there for 3-4 days, was it?
Yeah, 4 days we were in
really
Buenos
enjoyed
Aires.
that. Then
Did
from
you go
there,
alone?
we went
We went
to
alone.
Rio de Janeiro. We had
And
my
we went to
sister.
Rio for 6 days.
Aunt Rose was with
Yeah.
And Rose was with us, and
And
we
we
had
took
a lovely,
all of
lovely
the-
time.
You know,
Oh, I don't
And
remember.
Rose couldn't get
all
over
the
it.
beaches in Rio.
Rio.
We mingled with the movie stars, and
We mingled with
Casablanca.
the people because we had met a person and his mother and her mother were traveling all over the world, and they had books on every country they went into. So we followed her on these tours.
They
We
told
got
us
into
how to travel without money.
yes,
They were
I-
traveling
yeah,
without money.
They didn't have money.
You got to take the what do they call them? The streetcars,
We,
which were
we
like
drove,
3
We
cents.
rode all 8 cents.
Don't ever get a tour or a tour guide. You don't need it.
Right.
Once you get there, you join the tour people, and you know you're just like they are, and you understand everything that he's saying.
We went to Sugarloaf that
and
way.
we took advantage of all those trips, those
God, that's a
tours.
long interview.
We joined the tour people, and you know you're just like.